Vanessa, welcome to the show. How can I help you today?
Hi, thank you so much for having me on today.
Sure.
I kind of want to pick your brain a little bit about how I can fix basically a work relationship that's gone sour.
Mm,
I'm trying to figure out like how I can recover from getting off on the wrong foot with this new coworker of mine. Basically, the gist of it is that the coworker came to me asking for help in responding to a customer inquiry, but I ended up turning her down at the time because that day I just happened to be up against a deadline and I felt like I needed to prioritize that one. Otherwise, I would have been more than happy to help. I just was trying to use my time wisely, so that's basically what happened. And kind of since then I've been finding that the vibes have been off, and this week I'm realizing that I could use her assistance with an important new project, but she's not being very responsive.
gotcha. Okay. So, and what was the relationship like prior to that incident where you sort of blew her off?
Yeah, she when I say new, she really is new. Like it's only been about a month, but I mean friendly, professional. I had a good feeling about it, so nothing else has really gone wrong, I guess you could say.
Okay. If you reflect on how you quote unquote blew her off, like the language you used or the style in which you did that, I'm sure you were maybe a little stressed because you were up against the deadline. If you were in her shoes, would you have seen you as kind of, I don't know, not maybe hostile, but maybe just like you didn't care, you didn't have any interest in helping her? I mean, how would you have seen yourself?
Yeah, that's interesting. To be perfectly honest, you can say that I'm a textbook people pleaser. So
Mm.
I really do try to sometimes, yeah, maybe I'm a little stressed, like you said, in the moment, but I think I was straightforward. I don't think I was uncaring about it. So yeah, the people pleaser me, I think that's a big reason why I'm upset about this whole situation. I think that's the reason why it's eating away at me a little bit.
Yeah, because
Maybe I
because
was
you
a
have
little shorter with her than I should have been, but I don't personally think it was too bad.
because she's so new and you didn't have like a long relationship before this. You don't know, you don't have much to compare to. Are you
Mhm.
fairly, how certain are you that there is actually an issue here and it's not just kind of something that you're perceiving based on how you feel about how you acted?
I'm pretty sure I'm spot on with this. I like
Okay.
to think that I'm pretty good at reading the room, and yeah, just getting the cold shoulder obviously doesn't feel good.
Have you had any kind of conversation with her about this yet, or this is something that you want to potentially approach with her?
I want to potentially approach it. I definitely actually want to approach it, and I'd love to know, like, I feel like the initial impressions, first impressions, are really hard to shake. So, hoping that you could help me, like, figure out a
Yeah.
way, maybe like how I can recover. What do I say next? Like, I'm not sure if I should apologize or, maybe there's some type of bold strategy that I can use instead. I have no idea. Hoping you can help me.
Would it be appropriate for you to ask her to get some coffee, or
Mm.
do you guys work in the same office, or how's,
Yeah, we're on different floors, but we're for the same company, so that would be possible.
do you eat lunch at the office, or do you go off campus and get lunch? Or
I've been trying to actually eat in the office more, but I would say it's 50-50.
because I just think if you were able to get outside the normal confines of work and you were to ask her to, hey, could we grab some coffee on Monday, or hey, do you want to get some lunch? Just would love to chat with you, get to know you a little bit better. And then, if you have a moment where you can, where you're just kind of friendly and it's kind of, you're not necessarily in the office vibe. My opinion of this sort of thing, and when you have these kinds of conversations about something that you thought you didn't do well, or you'd like to repair some sort of trust or something in the relationship, my opinion is always to be as transparent and, somewhat vulnerable as possible. The way that you brought this to me is the same way you could bring it to her. You could say something to the effect of, I realize that when you asked me for that, I didn't respond in the right way. I'm not sure if I'm picking up on this accurately or not, but I kind of feel like, there's been a little bit of a cold shoulder, and I get it because of the way that I blew you off. And I didn't mean to. I was stressed out. I was up against a deadline. Would love to kind of do a reset with you if you'd be up for that. Are you up for that? Like something like that where you're totally transparent about what you're thinking and experiencing and feeling, and telling her what you would like to see going forward. How would you feel about something like that?
I think that's great. You know what? I think just listening to you, I realize maybe I'm overthinking it. It's so interesting that you said, okay, just kind of lay it out on the line, just like you did here today. And I'm like, yeah, I think sometimes I'm trying to do too much. And I think that would actually be really helpful. And I hadn't even considered doing it outside of the office. So that's a really good idea.
You're outside of your professional setting, and then that way
Yeah.
it sort of gives you the feeling of being a human to human rather than like
Hmm.
coworker to coworker, you know?
Absolutely.
Okay. Potentially easy next step. Take it, asking her to go to coffee or something, and then having that sort of open, transparent conversation, just like you had with me, and seeing where that leads. I have a feeling that will be, I don't know if fix things 100%, but maybe 80%, especially because you're new. You didn't have this sort of long-standing relationship that all of a sudden changed dramatically. It's a brand new
Right.
relationship. She's just getting to know you. And so you could, the way that you said to me was, you said, I realize first impressions matter a lot. And sometimes that can really skew someone's perception of you based on that first impression. Even you saying that to her, saying like, I realize that, I realize the kind of first impression I made. I want to do a reset with you if possible. Like, I think that's a great place to start.
I think so as well. Thank you so much for this advice.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I hope I was helpful for that.
You were. Really appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate it, Vanessa. Thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for tuning into the Peace Building with Dr. Pollack show. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more workplace conflict advice. Share on social media if you think your friends and colleagues would benefit from this episode. And if you have a workplace conflict and want to be a caller on our show,